Hello and welcome to One Small Cube, where we like to dive into the world of science and engineering. And don't forget, if you'd like to see more videos like this one, give us a like and hit that subscribe button. So today we're going to attempt the Miura Ori, which is this striking pattern here. It does have this elegant symmetry to it, which I think is very pleasing to look at. When folding items for storage, they're commonly folded along two different axes, requiring the same action but in two different directions. The Miura fold, however, only needs to be folded and unfolded in one direction. This makes the mechanization of the process much simpler. In this video, we'll show two different methods for this particular fold and compare the end results. So it doesn't really matter which shape paper you use for this exercise. It can either be square or rectangular. There is a link in the description below for the paper you can see here. On the left you have 70 gram A4 paper, and on the right you have 65 gram square paper. Here you can see samples made from 65 gram paper on the left and standard 80 gram printing paper on the right, just so you can compare. I find 80 grams a bit too heavy for this particular example. Some of the folds were not very sharp, and as you can see the folds did start to slip from the crease pattern as I got further along the line. You can try it with standard paper you have to begin with, however, just to get the hang of it before investing in any origami paper. So there are different ways of doing this, but this first method doesn't require any crease pattern nor any tools, so great for complete beginners. So now let's attempt our first Miura Ori. So we will just fold this length into eighths. And I always do a reverse fold to make it as sharp as possible. Now with your paper like this, turn that first corner up like that and fold it in both directions. And now this first fold is the easiest. Just push them in like that. Fold that back up again and then tighten. So now for the second set of folds, I will turn that over like that and crease. Now from here onwards, I tend to find this way of folding the easiest. With the mountain valley side pointing towards you, make sure the other end is pointing downwards, not upwards. So like this, and then open it out and fold that whole length back towards you around the point where these angles are. Now that tends to help with the valley lines already being lined up and in place. And now you just have to coax those mounting creases upwards, and do that by reversing these folds along here. And then we just repeat that process all the way along the page. Just invest a bit of time here and keep pushing down on those existing folds, because when you're folding along here, remember that page is 8 layers thick, so the folds are not very sharp initially. And there we have our first attempt. Now method 2 does require a crease pattern like this one, and you can download a free copy if you click on the link below to my Gumroad store. And I am using the A4 paper for this second method in order to print the pattern out. Secondly, you'll need a tool for scoring those folds like this one here, which is from my carving kit, also in the description below, or you can just try finding something thin but not too sharp, as you don't want it going through the paper. I also tend to use a ruler and a scalpel in cutting out crease patterns, for example, as I never get the edges completely straight with the scissors. So once you've cut your pattern to size like this, it's just a case of scoring along all of those lines. Once the scoring is done, the actual method is fairly basic. You just slowly but surely pinch those scored lines as you go along and just coax those folds in the right direction until you've achieved your pattern. You do need quite a bit of patience for this way, however. So the second method takes a bit longer setting up and requires something to score the paper with. However, the end result is quite a bit better. The folds are much sharper and you can produce more intricate patterns with folds closer together, but at a much slower pace. This first method took me about 10 minutes to complete from start to finish, but the second method took over 30 minutes. Although I've only tried the second method once before, so my technique might be able to improve and quicken that process. Well, we hope you liked today's video. In the description below there are links to my origami playlist that show some basic origami patterns you can try, so do give them a go, they're well worth exploring. And hit subscribe to help us put out more videos like this one.